Peet Reet at Laura Secord School, built in 1914, I believe. And of course, we were in with Peter Sacco in Niagara's Most Haunted. We were in that segment,
Yes.
which you'll see at Halloween. And you're probably wondering, what are we doing sitting outside? Well, I'll tell you what happened. They were going to lock up, leave us in there. And Susan Carter, who is a psychic medium, came along and said, you know what? I don't really want to be in there
Not a lot of good vibes.
by myself. So we're outside the front door where we think it's safe. You never know, right?
Welcome to the Peet Reet Show.
Nice to be here.
All right, so we went in, did our thing. You came after and then walked through the building. And then we checked notes after against each
Yes.
other. And every now and then I have feelings, she has feelings. And I went around in exactly the same place, folks. Exactly the same place. I felt something, and I'm no psychic or medium. Let's not get that mixed up. You absolutely said.
I felt it, and you were walking with me at the time, so you
Yeah,
can validate that.
Absolutely.
Yep, and it honestly felt like there was a circle, and you said the same thing, that it was round, and that there's a lot of energy right there. So does it mean that something happened actually in the school? Or I think it's more on the land where the school was built, on the land years back, maybe Native Indians, who knows?
Or the War of 1812.
But it's funny because
Yes.
I walked through with you and you did the one spot and it's like 4x4, like
Yeah.
area, and you said there's something here. And then I walked through with you and I never said anything about what you said, and you picked the exact same spot.
Identical.
It was, and I'm like, you guys, I don't feel nothing.
I've had it all my life, and when I was younger, it was unbelievable. I mean, I saw things happen before they happen. And then I don't know what happens as you get older, you get busy and doing things, and then it just sort of, it comes to me every now and then. What really happens is when it comes from a black to a vivid dream for me, then I know it means something. So,
Like
but
a prophetic dream.
yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, I didn't prophesy that I would be inside this building. And you know what? We did it in broad daylight.
Yeah.
So you figure you're not going to be scared. I'll tell you, as I walked in there, because these things, and I didn't realize that before, they know you're coming in. And now I
Really?
realize, well, because you saw what was happening. I mean,
Yeah, the meter was going
the
crazy.
meter's going off, and then I'm hearing, and you heard the same thing in the same area. You heard it's like almost like a classroom or something was opening up with people, and I only heard it for a fraction of a second, and then it went away.
Just was a small little whisper.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was crazy. So tell us, what do you think's going on in here?
Well, I think definitely it is haunted, and either the man who built the place, or the principal, or someone with a lot of money who oversaw everything within the school. As soon as I walked up the stairs, he's standing in the corner. That's what I felt.
I feel that right now.
And he did not want me to be in there. So afterwards, when we were, going through it together, I told you in that area, and then when we stood there, it was cold. It was cooler than how hot it is in there. And then in the room where all the antique furniture is, definitely that is haunted. That's where I heard the whispering. That's where you heard the whispering. And that furniture, like I say, I like antique furniture, but I would never really go out to buy any, because every piece has
a story?
Has a
It
little
does.
extra package with it
It does.
that you
And,
may not want to take home.
Exactly. You know how they say, if the walls could talk.
Talk.
That's what it feels like in here a lot. Very
Yeah,
much.
I would not truly want to be in here at night. I really mean that. I would not want to be in here at
I
night.
wasn't afraid at all, but I don't know if I'd want to be in here at night
Yeah.
by myself. But
No.
I would go in at night with people. I would.
And the machines. What were you carrying around? You had the
It like detects EMF readings or something. So
electromagnetic
Yeah, so
pulses, right?
it pulses and lights up, and we were asking questions. And are you the principal? And all the lights lit up. And then are you? What's your name? And we got an answer on the ghost machine.
And this Bill, it came out Bill quite more than he was like dominant.
Yeah.
His name was Bill, and it came across to me to ask if it was principal. And then Miles asked, "Are you the principal?" And he said yes. And you can distinctly hear things. Like, you're not sure what you're hearing at first, because that's the first time for us, right?
Yeah.
And then when you start paying attention, there was a lot of people. This Bill guy was the most dominant.
So that could be the man that I saw at
I
the
got
top of the
this.
stairs.
Yeah, I have the feeling that it's exactly who he was.
Yeah, and then we asked if the janitor was there, and a couple lights lit up. So it could have been the caretaker.
And you see that, and where Bill was standing, it's very close to the caretaker's door. If that was the original door.
Yeah, yeah.
So very
It'd be interesting to go back in the history of this place and find out who was the principal and who was the caretaker. What were
If
their
his name is
names?
Bill,
Yeah,
I'm going to have a shiver right in my spine.
Now, also, when it comes to names, that's William.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
lot of times a name doesn't mean that that's their name. It's a message they're saying. So Will, Liam, Will I am. It could be something like, this is I. That's who I
Right.
am. That's who I am.
We're going to take a quick break. And don't you dare go anywhere, because when we come back here on the Peet Reet Show, you're getting a reading.
Oh, well, I am.
Yeah, can't wait.
It's Peet Reet here at Secord School.
Part of
and
Willowbank,
Yeah.
haunted, super haunted place.
with Susan Carter, psychic medium, and you're going to do a reading for me.
Just a very impromptu reading. This is our little
Makeshift table.
Yep. So normally when I'm doing a reading, I just use a plain deck of cards, and if a card falls out while you're shuffling it, all right, or I shuffle it, I do believe that an angel wants to talk about it. So I was just you shuffle these cards. I just want to give them back to you,
Okay.
and these just fell out.
Oh.
So I need to know. So here it's a Jack of Hearts.
Mhm.
All right. There's no rhyme or reason how I pick my cards. I just do it how I feel.
Right.
Top. So I know this because you already told me, but whenever my sevens are considered all my God cards, okay? Seven of diamonds mean God is blessing with obviously with money, but it has other meanings as well. Seven of hearts would mean God's blessing with love and just happiness. Seven of clubs means that somebody's coming back to their faith. So is it faith in God? Is it faith in themselves, in their job, and in their family, whatever? And seven of spades, because I had to give like a negative connotation to one of the suits. And so spades is the one, so that's a falling away from God, or, marriage, or happiness, or job, or whatever. Whenever a face card is beside a seven of hearts, it represents somebody's in heaven. And this just fell right out. And this is a young man. Jacks are always young men. Kings are older, all right, and the seven of hearts, so the man in your heart. So I'm curious to see what's underneath. And the nine of spades represents emotional and physical unwellness. That's what it represents to me. And I'd say the last 3 years of your son's life was very difficult. So I'm not sure, only you know that.
Mhm.
And here on the bottom, there's harmony. See, this is because the seven represents my God card. Look at, this looks like a 9. I'm getting my shivers now. And this is a 6, so there's harmony. So your son is in heaven and he's fine. Okay, now here on the bottom of this, clubs represents home and work. All right, this is my marriage, living together, long engagement card. So I'd say for you right now, your life is it's okay. You're balanced, but there's something really missing, and part of that is a relationship. So I'm not sure if you're with anyone, but I'd say that someone is going to be coming, and maybe.
Well, the guy I'm with might have something to say about that.
Are you living with somebody right now?
Yes.
So that's why that came up. Then.
Yeah, yeah.
So yes.
Happily.
Okay, good. Shuffle.
Wow.
Shuffle.
So how did
Wow.
that feel?
Have
Are you
fun.
shuffling again?
You want to make me cry?
Yeah.
Everybody want to see me cry?
But that's what I'm saying.
So we're,
you know,
we're
like-
talking about Matt, your son who passed away.
No, Marty.
Or Marty, excuse me.
Yeah.
Matt just got married, but Marty, 10 years ago. So I mean, that's pretty amazing.
All
But that's
right.
what I'm saying. When the cards come up, that's it.
Okay.
All right. So we'll put them down.
Okay. You're making me
And
lose
there
my
you
makeup.
are. You're right on the top.
I
Because
am
you're-
the queen.
Because
Yeah.
your son was a Jack of Hearts, and now you're the Queen of Hearts.
Oh,
and
wow.
on the bottom, which is the foundation of your life, again, you're half in with your heart. It's not completely filled. All right? And then here, right underneath you, there was a 10 of Hearts, and I go from ace to 10. So very good. You have actually, even though you're not quite fulfilled heart-wise, you do have a very good life. And you've got a lot of blessings to be thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
So shuffle again. No, put these in.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
It's
Get 'em
hard-
all in there.
It's hard because normally I have like my table and
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of different suits, but here I just have to.
Okay.
Are you thinking about anything in particular? So think of that. Don't tell me.
Okay.
All right. And do you have
Queen.
a sister?
I do.
All right. The last 3 months, there's a change in her life, and I don't know if she's married or whatever, or she's dating someone that's a little younger, but they're not quite connected. There's a little bit of disconnect going on because they're not the same suit. And it looks to me like she's more alone in the world.
She is.
And this person here that she may have been involved with or is involved with has a lot of baggage going on in his life. And here the King of Clubs is on the foundation of everything. So I don't know, was she married before or something?
She was.
Divorced
Yeah,
or something?
she was divorced, and then her husband passed away.
Passed. Okay, so this probably represents the husband. Would he have been a little younger than her? Even the birth date, if the birth date would be younger, then
Could have been, but maybe just.
okay, so this would be the original husband, all right, that she divorced from, and he's
Yep.
still on the foundation of her life. So
Oh,
it
yeah, I
feels
could
like
see that.
she's still involved emotionally with him at least. Okay, and on the foundation of this, again, she was half in with her heart. And it doesn't mean that that's bad, it just means that something's really missing in someone's life, and you just can't give completely to another person or to what you're doing. So let's try to break them up.
All right, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, okay?
Yeah.
You regroup, shuffle, and we'll be back to see how this all turns out on the Peet Reet Show. What a place to have a reading, a psychic reading in front of an old haunted school here. Laura Secord, and you're partway through your reading. How do you feel?
It's pretty interesting. It really is, especially what you said about my son. That was just so true. And yeah, I totally agree about my heart, because there'll always be a piece that's not there. You know, so I totally agree with that. And my sister, that was totally right on as well, because she's alone, and you know, she's had a couple boyfriends, but no, but yeah, like you said, some people with baggage.
So you shuffled the cards. Were you thinking of a wish? Because
Oh,
I
yes.
don't tell me the wish.
Okay.
So if we get the Nine of Hearts, it means the wish is happening very soon. But other
Nine of
cards
Hearts.
will also show that it's happening.
Come on, Nine of Hearts. Let's go.
Let's see what's here. So the 8 represents, to me, if you're looking at 8, it's like an engagement ring, marriage, 2 bands. But it also represents, it looks like a little kid's racing car set. You're on the same track. There's no exit, there's no on-ramp. So diamonds, like I said, to me represents money, but it represents everything else too. But I'd say that you're, as far as money goes, everything's fine. You're just doing the same thing over and over again. You don't want to get off this ride. And you know, right now you don't need to add anything else to it. Now here, you're coming across as a Queen of Clubs. And are you planning on moving? Because there's a lot of movement in and out of your house.
We have to think about it.
Okay, so this was the 2 of Clubs represents, and underneath that, again, now this is your boyfriend, all right, but you're not the same suit. That's because you're not married.
Right.
So there is that disconnect, okay? And again, no rhyme or reason how I do this. The relationship, the thought of moving and everything, the 9 of Clubs represents tremendous responsibility. So it just feels like what's going on right now in the relationship, you're both getting a little overwhelmed with the duties and time frames and stuff like that. And on the foundation of this, look at there, Peter, the 9 of Hearts.
Ah, the Nine of Hearts. That's the one I've been waiting for.
Because you see the foundation of everything. Like, for example, your shoes, when you walk, it's the foundation. If you walk in flip-flops, you can easily stub your toe and hurt. Your foundation is rocky. When you wear a solid shoe, you got a firm foundation. So I always do the foundation of the cards. And on yours, your wish. So your wishes will come true. And you can never lose faith in those wishes.
Oh, I don't.
Hang
I
on,
totally-
I'm still here. She didn't wish.
do you-
Did you win?
Do you want to know what I wished?
If you want.
Okay, I wished that the Peet Reet Show, I in my mind I said, is the Peet Reet Show going to be hugely successful?
Nice.
There you go. There
That's
you
what I
go.
did.
All
And
right,
so
let's
we're
see.
not done yet. Look at this. I'd say within 3 months you are going to have more income coming in. So only you know if you're doing anything like that. I don't know why, but I'm going to take this card. Just feel like it, and look at. Remember, I said it goes from Ace to 10. You can't get better than aces for your finances.
Wow.
And on the bottom of the foundation of your
Yippee!
foundation of your finances, again another 3, which means it represents your home and your work. So everything with home and work is all going to turn out. So if you want to move it, it'll be a good move for you. Probably make some money.
All right,
Awesome.
so I got a question here. Some people think that it's anti-Christian or anti-God to do stuff like you're doing. What's your thoughts, and how do you get people the idea that it's safe and okay to do this kind of thing?
Well, I believe in Jesus. I believe in God. I don't know how I can even live my life one day without him. I pray before I go anywhere that God gives me the ability, because if he gave me this gift, he can take it away as well. And I don't know, like when I do events like at Canal Days, I was just there a few weeks ago, some people walk by and say, would you like a reading? Absolutely not, because they're looking at me as like a psychic, someone that's mean or bad in any way, but I'm not. I do believe my gift comes from God. I've written a book, I'm just waiting to edit it, publish it, but it's all about how God shows signs, but our life, like you said before, gets too busy, and we don't notice them.
Yeah.
And you see, I've been in a very bad injury for the last 10 years. It's amazing that I'm even here, so I had a lot of time to look for those signs and to read messages. And the one thing that a lot of people say that I'm very good as a psychic as well is the fact that I can decipher words and decipher these messages. And there's not, like I told you, I was talking to you about my mother when she passed. She said, if I can communicate with you, I'm going to. I have a Chihuahua right now that actually communicates. I think she is actually psychic as well. And I don't like the word psychic, but if you say you're a spiritualist, well, I'm not New Age, and it comes from God.
Now, can you connect with your animals that have gone to heaven?
Yes, I can.
Wow. So
I have a phenomenal story about my boxer. Oh my God. Do you have a minute?
You know what? Actually, we do. Yeah, this is important. And I mean, how often we get to sit in front of a haunted school, right?
Well, I had a beautiful boxer named Sculler because my daughter was a rower. And my bedroom for this house that I built is right off the living room. So Sculler was 10 and a half years of age, and she started sleeping on the couch, so I can literally see her from my bedroom. So I thought something's not quite right with her, so I took her to the vet, and she said she had Cushing's disease, and she had 2.5 years to live. So I was devastated, but okay, 2.5 years, she'll be an old dog, okay, maybe I can cope. So about 2 weeks after being at the vet, I hear a noise about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So I look in the living room, and the street lights are coming, and so I can see Sculler sitting up, nice and proud, looking right at me. And I said, Sculler, what's the matter? And when I said that, here's Sculler sitting up. That wasn't Sculler. Here is Sculler coming from laying down, and I've got 2 dogs now sitting on the couch looking at me. And I said, oh my God, you're a ghost, or you're an angel actually that's coming for Sculler, just like we have people come for us.
Yeah.
And soon as I said that, just evaporated. And then 2 weeks later, 3 days after Christmas, Sculler died on that couch.
Wow.
And at that time, my daughter was dating a young man in the United States, and he hated how my perfume smelled. And Sculler, being a little girl, every time I put my perfume on, I'd spritz her a little bit. So before we took her to be cremated, I spent about 3 hours hugging her and just praying over her, and I put a little bit of my perfume. I couldn't bear the thought of her going away.
Without any.
Yeah.
That's
so
wonderful.
my daughter phoned her boyfriend and said, that Sculler passed, and he goes, oh my God. He said that about 20 minutes before she called, his whole office smelled on my perfume that it almost nauseated him. And Sculler knew him.
Are they still together?
No.
Now, if somebody wants to get readings done, how can they do that?
Just contact me, call me. I have my Facebook page. I don't have a website.
So it'll be Susan Carter. Just look for you on
Susan
Susan
Carter. Yep, I've got my phone number. If I can give
Sure.
that out now.
Absolutely.
Go for it.
It's 289-696-0445. And the next event actually that I'm going to be doing will be in Welland in October. So you can look for that.
Okay.
And but individual house parties or individual readings, I actually do individual readings now outside my house on the porch, and I call them porch side readings because last year I just felt like taking a picture at 9:30 at night, and I captured actually a ghost on camera.
Ah, very cool.
And I figured, and I know my house has a lot of spirits around it. Last year, after doing the Blythesmith Manor walkthrough, I felt the presence of the owner in my home, and basically he was saying to me, okay, so how do you like it, me coming and looking at you?
Oh, wow.
And you know how they say sage is supposed to clean the
Yes.
spirit? I had long matches like for fireplaces, and I lit 5 and none would stay lit. I could not light my sage, but I had some holy water, and I sprinkled holy water
there's the
everywhere,
magic, yeah.
and it went away. But yet, in my basement, I ended up with a small ice dam, and I went into the basement, and I caught on camera what looks like a very small gremlin. And
Wow.
after that, my furnace broke, my air conditioner broke, my computer broke, 3 beautiful lights that I had. And they say when you've got a lot of energy around, these things happen.
Wow. Wonderful. Susan, thank you for stopping by.
So interesting. I could sit and listen to you for hours.
Yeah, I'm just getting, you can probably tell I'm getting a little itchy in my seat to leave. No, I'll tell you why. It's starting to get dark. Yeah.
He's looking at it.
I don't think he likes us here. I don't. If his name is Bill, which I got a
We
good
gotta
idea.
find out.
Yeah, well, no, we're gonna go and find out what the name was. But you know what? It's been a pleasure talking to you. You had a great reading, and it sounds like the Peet Reet Show is gonna go somewhere.
Oh,
we
yeah.
already knew
Hey.
it was, but thank you so much, and thank you for watching. We'll see you soon on the next Peet Reet Show. God bless you.
My house gets texts, so I maybe cut out about everything. Because I could have given you